I want to live, not merely survive. And I won't give up this dream of life that keeps me alive. I gotta be me, I gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am? I'll go it alone, that's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I gotta be free, I just gotta be free, daring to try to do it or die. I gotta be me.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. Let's break down this Westworld Season 2 trailer from Comic-Con. Surprisingly, they'd only been filming for a week, so all of the new footage in this is literally from that first episode. They might cut some of it out, like it doesn't always make it to air, but there were just a couple things from Comic-Con that I didn't have time to get through because it all dumped at the same time. So much awesome stuff. So if you didn't pick up on it, I Wanna Live, the song that they use in this, is a cover of a John Denver song. So it's all about the host slowly becoming aware, like they've achieved the maze or they're in the process of traveling the maze. People like Dolores, people like Bernard that look like they're just slowly taking everything in. Dolores actually looks like she's actively running down guests and shooting them, but she's not quite that vicious, even though Ford took advantage of her programming, overrided her commands, and set them on the path to journey into night. That's the title of Season 2. It's also the title of his new narrative, but in a metaphorical way, he's sort of setting the hosts on the path to independence, taking control of their own destinies. So it's sort of like the park is journeying into night. It's kind of in its death throes. That's why you see the park slowly eating itself alive. All the hosts going absolutely apeshit. And then you have that player piano, which was the metaphor for their programming. It would reset every day. Every day it would start playing the same song. Everybody's memories would reset and a new batch of guests would come in. But now you sort of see the man in black smile really big with all the blood on his face as the player piano stops. Like it's the first indication that all the hosts now are starting to move forward. But the idea is that this wasn't happening to everyone all at the same time. So characters like Dolores, Bernard are just the tip of the spear as the other hosts slowly awaken to consciousness. In the whole idea of the first season, the bicameral mind is that, ancient cultures thought that one hemisphere of the brain talking to the other was really like God speaking to you, but in the world of the show, people thought of Arnold as God speaking to the host through some ethereal means, like maybe he was part of the digital programming somehow, he achieved some sort of immortality, but then we learned that the secret is that the hosts were actually talking to themselves. That's what the reveries were all about. They were able to access their own memories, so it was almost like their past selves were speaking to them, reminding them of all these things that they've been through, and it was bootstrapping their consciousness. That's why you would see Dolores keep coming back to that town over and over. The first time we see her in that town, she sort of flashes back. So you have the original version of Dolores in this outfit from when they first opened the park. Then you have the flashback version of Dolores with William. Then you have Dolores in present day against the man in black, the old man version of William. So Dolores realizes that she's come on this journey and found the center of the maze many times in the past, but they keep resetting her memory. So Journey into Night is Ford trying to break that cycle so that they can continue to move forward. And the idea is that you have all these other parks. We saw a glimpse of Samurai World. When Maeve learned her daughter was in another park that was numbered differently, we're like, oh my god, if this is a different number, how many other parks are there? This is Lawrence here hanging upside down. If you can't see, it's kind of blurry, so he survives. Most of the main cast is coming back. They made it sound like Anthony Hopkins is not coming back, and we don't know if young William is going to come back either. It sounds like he might not. Jimmy Simpson was like, I feel like his story is done, but you never know. So I'm not expecting Ben Barnes to come back either as Logan. but we might get an old man version of Logan in present day. We don't really know what his status is, but the way William sent him off naked on that horse made it sound like he just wanted his father, who truly controlled the Delos Corporation, to put William, his son-in-law, in power instead of Logan, his natural-born son, because he was too crazy. And Logan is known for doing crazy things, so it didn't seem like too big of a stretch. We also know that there were all those board members that were massacred during the Journey Into Night sequence that Ford initiated. They probably didn't get everybody. Tessa Thompson might still be around, so I'm expecting her to crawl back in season 2. But there were a whole lot of red shirts in that crowd, so for the most part, most of the main cast is coming back. There were just a couple plot lines that they didn't resolve by the end of the series, and it was the secret plan that the board was using the park for. Like, they didn't care about the host, they didn't care about the narratives, they had another interest in the park, and I think that had to do with the idea of achieving a version of immortality, but we'll see that in season 2, because if they didn't care about the hosts doing what the hosts were designed to do, then what is their value to them if they can't sell a version of immortality? Transplanting your consciousness into another host, which is a big sci-fi idea. But we'll see, because it sounds like the Delos Corporation has unlimited money, so if they're not looking to make more money, then what is it that they really want with these parks? But as far as we know, they could bring Ford back in an ethereal way, like the way that we found out that he was secretly masquerading as Arnold this whole time. But it wasn't a digital version of Ford, it was the real Ford that was just reprogramming things on the fly. Anytime the show talked about Arnold changing code, like they did this big investigation where they're like, somebody named Arnold, do you know who that is? That was secretly Ford trying to honor his dead partner's wishes and help the hosts achieve true consciousness. Like he had a change of heart after Arnold died and set this really long game into motion to help the hosts out. But let me know in the comments, the hosts look like they've completely won, just burning everything to the ground in Westworld. What do you want them to do with season 2 aside from visit some of the other parks? Because it's not going to be so simple as them just going and doing the same thing in another park. This was sort of happening all over the place, but we're just experiencing it through the Dolores character. So they're just implying that this is going to be happening to all of the hosts eventually. But like I said, they've been shooting for a couple weeks now because Comic-Con's been over for about a week. They'll probably try and get it out during the spring. So remember how Game of Thrones used to premiere in April in previous years? They'll probably try and get Westworld Season 2 out around that time, maybe by early summer, just depends on how long it takes them to finish the episodes. There'll be 10 episodes in Season 2, so there'll probably be some more promos later this year. But what'll happen is I have a couple more Comic-Con videos to get through. There's a bunch of Avengers, Secret Invasion, Captain Marvel, Skrulls, all kinds of stuff to get through before a new Game of Thrones drops on Sunday. So leave all your requests in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. While you wait for that, you can click here for the trailer for the next Game of Thrones, and you can click here for all my Westworld videos. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.